Howdy there, pipe smokers. Waiting for this moment all day long. Got the game on the radio, Rangers are getting ready to play. Sitting down, smoking a bowl of cherry jubilee out of a rusticated Nording Churchmorden. A rusticated Nording Churchmorden. And drinking a bottle of Samuel Adams Black Lager. It's nice out here, and it's rare in Texas that you get a nice, you know, when it's so damn hot you can't breathe. These Nordings smoke really good, really well. I really like the way they smoke. Looking forward to matches weekend in review.
Day after day we have toiled.
I'm sorry. Matches 860 in review. It's good to see Jay came back up, posted. Has anybody seen David Burleyman 40? He hasn't posted in a long time. I sent him a message to make sure he's okay.
Select.com is here to save the day. The best price up front, no high pressure sales pitch.
I'll give you a quick story.
Money, everybody wins. It's
I'm going to turn the radio off and I'll give you the story. If many of you follow Old Pipe Pops, you'll see that he had a video posted where he's holding the fish, and he's really avid fisherman. He's got his fishing boat. It looks like this guy is just, you know, Joe Fisherman, Captain Ahab, you know, and he had his little boat called the Pequod. Through my entire childhood and a good part of my adult life, Dad was petrified of fish. Now, the group he used to play with back in the 60s, all the guys in the band and stuff, all the families hung out together. Well, we go to a lake and hang out by the lake, and the guys, inevitably somebody would get a fishing pole and they'd catch a little bluegill, you know, which in the South is called a sunfish, but up north they're bluegill. Little tiny little fish, right? I remember one of his buddies, Joe, the drummer, grabbed a bluegill by the tail. It's just so vivid in my mind. And he goes running towards my dad, shaking the little bluegill, right? He starts going, ah, away from his fish. He's screaming, running away, and everybody's laughing. He's shaking this fish. So, terrified of fish. We don't know. He doesn't know how it happened. Or what. Then later, when he's on the road playing music as a single, one of the places that he was playing at had a big old fish tank right next to the stage where he had to play. He had to play every night, not looking to this side where this fish tank was. It was like if anybody talked to him over there, he'd have to go, yeah, uh-huh, and he'd be doing this, right? Because if he looked at fish, it freaked him out. His stomach would break out in cold sweats and everything. So sometime in his 40s, he decides, this is ridiculous. You know, I'm a grown man. This is an irrational phobia to have. And he had his buddies who always went fishing and stuff, but he could never go because he couldn't handle being around fish. He loved to eat fish, but he can't see a fish or touch a fish. So slowly but surely, they get him out on the boat, and he goes out. First couple times, he just kind of watches. You know, he just kind of sits back and watches. And then he got to where he could bait a hook. And then he got to where he actually caught a fish. But when he reeled it in, he had to have his buddies take it off the hook because he couldn't touch it. He'd go, ooh, ooh, you know. And then, just the kind of guy he is, once he sets his mind to something, he doesn't ever go at it half-ass. You know, he gets into it and he wants to learn everything about it, whether it's fishing, whether it's pipe smoking, no matter what it was, guitar playing. Everything he was interested in, anthropology. He would go full bore into hunting, another one. And he just became like this all-time fisherman, bought a boat. I mean, look, you got to understand the freak out from a son who grew up with a dad who never took him fishing because he's scared to death of fish. To find out that, you know, years have gone by and now he's an avid fisherman and can't wait for me to come visit so we can go fishing. And that's what we did. We'd go fishing. And he knew he had all kinds of poles, and he knew all the good spots in the lakes. And as a matter of fact, he caught like 1 pound, or not 1 pound, about 1 ounce away from being the largest fish in Arizona. A bass. Largest bass in the Arizona lake, something like that. It's mounted back home. We gave it to his buddy Joe. When Dad passed away, we made sure that Joe got this trophy fish because of helping Dad, you know, get over that whole fear of fish. So there's another little old pipe pop story I thought you guys might be interested in hearing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to my Texas Rangers baseball game.
And Hamilton back standing.
I don't think
base
base runners should slide into first base. To me, that is ridiculous. Unless you're trying to dodge a tag, I can see you doing it that way, but don't slide into first base. You're not getting there any quicker.
Another check of Hamilton. And the right-hander deals the 0-2 pitch. Line drive, hit to left field by the diving Aviles. And Adrian Beltre. A solidly hit single. Puts runners at first and second now with 2 outs, and Nelly Cruz coming up.
Nelly.
So the Rangers, as they were able